Will she go pop? Will she explode? Will she go flying down the road? Will she go poof in a puff of smoke? Start fizzing like a can of Coke? Who knows? Not I. Let's wait and see. I'm glad it's neither you nor me. Oh, Grandma, if you only knew what I have got in store for you. Welcome to our second lesson, creating some music to go with this excerpt from Roald Dahl's George Marvellous Medicine. So last week, we started creating some sounds for the little excerpt that goes before that. So if you haven't seen that, make sure you go back to last week's lesson, where we create some sounds inspired by some of my favourite phrases from that section. Slimy squiggler, powdered bone, and poisonous sting. So we're going to go over some of those sounds again today, but we're mainly going to be looking at the next excerpt. But first of all, we're going to get our musical brains switched on. I'm going to make some sounds and you're going to copy them. I hope you enjoy copying those sounds. All sorts of different sounds we can make just using our mouth, our face, our hands. There's even more. I wonder if you can think of any more sounds that would fit that extract just using your bodies. You might want to pause the video. I'm going to look back at some of my favourite phrases from last week. Slimy squiggler, powdered bone, and poisonous sting. And we're going to start some sounds going just as a background to today's piece of music that we're creating. So the first sound I'm going to revise from last week is the slimy squiggler. I've just got a wet cloth in here and some water, and it's just making that squelching sound to represent the potion coming together, and that's going to be the background for our whole piece. Now you should hear that squelching in the background now. It's like something's actually still squelching in that potion. Yeah, the powdered bone. These are my three favourite phrases from last week. So, or it might have been this paper plate. Yes, I think we'll have the paper plate. So I'm now going to record that over the top. We've got the slimy squiggler and we've got powdered bone and the poisonous sting. Last week I had second thoughts about what I used for the poisonous sting. If you remember, I think I used this and it was quite loud. So I'm going to still use this, but I'm going to use it more quietly so it doesn't stand out as much. So that's our poisonous sting added in. So now if you have a listen, we've got a background there. I'm going to record an excerpt over the top of that, and then we're going to think of some of the words in this next part and see if we can think of some sounds for those. Will she go pop? Will she explode? Will she go flying down the road? Will she go poof in a puff of smoke? Start fizzing like a can of Coke? Who knows? Not I. Let's wait and see. I'm glad it's neither you nor me. Oh, Grandma, if you only knew what I have got in store for you. And the first one, will she go pop? Now I'm thinking, what could we do for pop? The letter P is great for this. Jar with one of these flip lids. It's a spice jar. But I'm going to try and do that next. Will she go pop? Will she explode? Will she go flying down the road? So if you've got anything like this with one of those flip lids, and practice doing that sound, that's quite a good sound for the word pop, I think. You might like to pause and go and find something in your own house or something nearby that you can use to make that popping sound. Explode! Now for explode, we probably want quite a loud sound, don't we? What have I got here? That's okay. I might like a different sound. So I've got a metal tin, might be better. How about this? Yes, I think a metal sound is a bit better for explode. I could even use the inside and have more of a longer sound. Like that. How about that for explode? Will she explode? Yes, I think I'm going to do that. And I think I'm only going to do it once after the word explode. Will she explode? Will she explode? Will... I think that's quite good. I'm going to actually do it again so it's a bit louder. Will she explode? Again, you could pause and you could go and find something that you could use to make the word explode. Another idea I had for explode was if you dropped something. So if I dropped this tin, and maybe if I drop it with some pens in it. If I put some pens in here, then when I drop it, it'll make a better sound. Yes? Let's try adding that one into the explode and see what happens. Will she go pop? Will she explode? Will she go fly? Will she explode? Will she go fly? Yes, I think that was better actually. So on second thought, my second idea was better. That's often the case. It's good to try things out and see. But actually in this case it didn't matter. I just put it over the top. So if you've got some kind of metal tin and put some items in it, just a few pens or some buttons or anything that's going to make that clattering sound for explode, I think that worked really well. Now the next word we're thinking about is the word fizz. Start fizzing like a can of Coke. Now I have got a bottle of lemonade. Now I wonder what would happen if I fizz the lemonade up a little bit and then open it. I get a nice fizzing sound. Now you need to be really careful doing this, especially if there's any electronics around. So I'm not shaking it a lot, I'm just shaking it a little bit, and then you can actually still hear the fizz going on for quite a while. So I'm going to try it, and I'm going to time it for start fizzing like a can of Coke. Here goes. Will she go pop? Will she explode? Will she go flying down the road? Will she go poof in a puff of smoke? Start fizzing like a can of Coke. Who knows? Not I. Let's wait and see. I'm glad it's neither you nor... Let's play that back and see if we can hear it. Start fizzing like a can of Coke. Who knows? That actually was quite audible, wasn't it, that fizz? Let's try adding another one in and see if we can make it even better. Start fizzing like a can of Coke. Who knows? Not I. Let's play that through and see if we can think of anything that we might like to add to it. And see if we can identify. Now hopefully you've managed to find something that for the sound pop, maybe a little spice jar or anything else with a lid, or maybe you're just using your mouth to create the pop sounds. Something for explode, so maybe a metal tin or a tub or a bucket with some items in it that you can drop on the floor or just shake at the right time. And then something for fizz. If you've got a little bit of fizzy drink you could put in a small bottle and fizz it up, that would be great. Otherwise you could use some vocal sounds. You can go shh, instead. So actually you could do most of these sounds without anything. Okay, so let's play them through and you try and put in the sounds that you can make at home or at school. Okay, here goes. Will she go pop? Will she explode? Will she go flying down the road? Will she go poof in a puff of smoke? Start fizzing like a can of Coke. Who knows? Not I. Let's wait and see. I'm glad it's neither you nor me. Oh, Grandma, if you only knew what I have got in store for you. I really think that that adds to the atmosphere of that excerpt. Now, I might just like to add one more thing. Now, towards the end, where we haven't got so many of those sound type, onomatopoeic type words. Who knows? Not I. Let's wait and see. I'm glad it's neither you nor me. Oh, Grandma, if you only knew what I have got in store for you. I might like to add a little melody into there. So what I was thinking was that you could either use your voice, or if you've got a keyboard of some kind, you could use that, or a recorder, or a guitar, or a violin, or any instrument you've got. You could make up just a very simple pattern, a kind of a spooky, menacing type of pattern. So if you're using your voice, you might do something like... something a bit like that, something a bit spooky and menacing. Or if I was on my keyboard, I might go to some of the effects. Or this one. How about this? No, I think I liked the fantasy voice on my keyboard. So let's see. I'm going to turn it down a little bit because I don't want it too loud. So I'm just going to try and put those over the top and see what it sounds like. Here goes. Who knows? Not I. Let's wait and see. I'm glad it's neither you nor me. Oh, Grandma, if you only knew what I have got in store for you. Who knows? Not I. Let's wait and see. I'm glad it's neither you nor me. Oh, Grandma, if you only knew what I have got in store for you. So I hope you agree that just adds that extra little bit of a menacing effect at the end, adding that keyboard in. Let's try one more time through, and this time I'm going to add a few more vocal effects as we go along. And I hope you can do that as well, wherever you are. Okay, so this is the final time for Will She Go Pop? Here goes. Will she go pop? Will she explode? Will she go flying down the road? Will she go poof in a puff of smoke? Start fizzing like a can of Coke. Who knows? Not I. Let's wait and see. I'm glad it's neither you nor me. Oh, Grandma, if you only knew what I have got in store for you. Will she go pop? Will she explode? Will she go flying down the road? Will she go poof in a puff of smoke? Start fizzing like a can of Coke. Who knows? Not I. Let's wait and see. I'm glad it's neither you nor me. Oh, Grandma, if you... Will she go pop? Will she explode? Will she go flying down the road? Will she go poof in a puff of smoke? Start fizzing like a can of Coke. Who knows? Not I. Let's wait and see. I'm glad it's neither you nor me. Oh, Grandma, if you only knew what I have got in store for you. Yes, I'm really pleased with that. I think if I went back and looked at that again, I might think about other places through the piece where I could add some more chords maybe on the keyboard, or maybe some other instrumental sounds, maybe some more vocal effects as well. But I'm quite pleased with what we've done so far, and I hope you've been able to make some of those sounds or your own versions of those sounds at home or at school. So I'll see you again next time.